Greetings, friends. Dennis LaRue here, your executive and life coach, and this is the hashtag Steel Toes Required quote of the week. It's Sunday night. Hey, and there is my friend Melanie. What's up, Jared? It's a hashtag Steel Toes Required quote of the week. My wingman, Ed Reed, is also popping in. Great to see everybody jumping on already. Here it is. It's the beginning of the week. Why Sunday night? Because it's the beginning of your week. Sunday's the beginning of your week. But for most people, they think it's Monday because they're going into work, going into their job. Hey, Dawn, good to see you. And so that's why we're doing this hashtag Steel Toes Required every week on Sunday to end your Sunday night inspired, motivated, or for those of you that take the time and actually watch it on Monday morning, it's to kickstart your work week. It is to step on your toes with a quote that's inspired me, that's poked and prodded me, that I hope does the same to you to help you to grow. Because when you're poked and you're prodded and you're uncomfortable, you're in a position of growth. It's to kick down the doors. It's to beat down those doors and those obstacles, to climb over them, jump through them, bust them up, so you can become and reach your full potential. That's why we do this. And this week is number 92. 92 weeks, 92 quotes. They're all here on Facebook. They're on my YouTube. Go out there, Dennis LaRue Jr. Boom, they're all out there as well. And it'll also be enclosed in the blog after today. After I spend time with you, I'll insert a little link to the blog, to this, inside the blog, and there you go. And you're ready to take this with you for the rest of the week. Trent, good to see you. And this week's quote, first off, those of you popping in, tell me where you're from. If this is your first time, let me know this is your first time. If you're a regular, let me know you're a regular. I see some of the names popping up. I see some of my regulars there. Ed Reed there. Hey, and there's Mom. Obviously, my mom's a regular. So type in the comments, regular, first time, just jumping in. Good to see you. Here it is, number 92. Here's a quote. Hey, Nelly, good to see you. Our quote comes from my biggest mentor, and many of you have heard of him too, John Maxwell. How many of you have heard John Maxwell? Heard of him before? Hearts, likes, let me know that you've heard of him. John C. Maxwell. I know I have. I'd punch some hearts if I could at the moment. And here's his quote. His quote is this: you can't make another person feel important in your presence if you secretly feel they are a nobody. Ooh, let me say that again. John Maxwell said, you can't make another person feel important in your presence if you secretly feel they're a nobody. Whew. Think about that for a minute. Where did that come from? Well, the book's right behind me. There it is, right there. Becoming a Person of Influence. That quote is from that book, helping you be a better leader. Many of you, I hope, have read it. If you haven't, get it. It's a great resource. It's a great resource for helping you grow as a leader and influencing people. But isn't this true? Isn't this quote true? You can say all the nice words you want to about somebody in their presence. But if you secretly do not value that person, if you secretly think that that person, as John says, is a nobody, your words are empty. It's so true. People hear your words, but they feel not only your attitude, John says, but I also add they feel your energy. They can tell. Words are a dime a dozen, right? The whole idea of relationships is about leaders making others feel amazing. People may not remember what you say, but they will remember how they felt. And if you secretly despise that person, they're going to feel that and they're going to know that. This isn't rocket science. If the person who thinks that they can schmooze somebody over like that, I don't get it. Because what happens on the inside, if you secretly, that's on the inside, think this person is a nobody, it's going to come out on the outside. It's going to come out. Kind of reminds me of the cartoons. You know, when the cartoon, you would see it in lights flash across a person's face when they were telling a bold-faced lie. Liar, whoop, 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 whoop. You remember those cartoons? That's right, Nellie, you can't be a hypocrite. Absolutely you can't. It starts from the inside. You know, I always talk about loving sports. I can remember coaches saying over and over and over again, respect your opponent. Respect your opponent. And this right here is all about respect. It's all about character. In fact, if this person's a leader, if you're trying to influence somebody, leadership is influence, right? And if you're trying to influence somebody, if you secretly despise that person, not only are you losing your influence, you're losing your credibility, and most importantly, you know what you lose? An opportunity. An opportunity to impact another person. An opportunity to add value to another person. An opportunity to make a difference, to be an agent of transformation. It potentially is a divine appointment. And in this case, if you secretly think the person's a nobody, they're going to move on to the next person, the divine appointment. And you miss out on not only an opportunity, but a blessing as well. Divine opportunities are meant to bless. And if you despise that person, you're inviting a curse. It's all about who you are on the inside. You see, a servant leader recognizes that everyone matters. Everyone has value. And a lifelong learning leader recognizes that they can learn something from everyone they meet. Everyone. Doesn't matter who it is. And a true leader values every person on their team and lets them know that authentically and real. They are real, and they let their people know. They're not blowing smoke at them. They actually go to their teammate and they actually share how they add value to the team and how important they are to the team and how they also are helping their part of the mission. That's right, Nellie. Don't hold grudges. Give everyone an opportunity. Absolutely. Negativity causes you to miss a blessing. Negativity will do that. You see, it's about investing in people. This is what this is about. When you can make another person feel important in your presence, and it's because on the inside it starts with the L word, starts with love. I mean, let's face it. The 4-letter word love is the key to relationships. Now, I'm a person of faith, and I believe we are made in God's image. And if we're made in God's image, then everyone matters. And that we're to love them. And by loving them, it's encouraging them. It's adding value to them. It is making them feel important. You know, it reminds me of those times as a kid, again, playing sports, you know, being in the neighborhood. And all summer long, it's summer break, and we would get together all day long playing all kinds of sports. And we'd get all the kids in the neighborhood and divide into teams in these sports. And so you go through, and now it's a process of captains. Who's the captain? And start selecting your team. And it never fails. You get to those last couple of people selected, and you know they're feeling kind of bad because they're the last people selected, and they don't feel like a valuable member of the team. They probably, you know, I can remember hearing some of the groans at times when the last person was on your team. Oh, and it makes me sad. I loved being the captain because I would always pick, personally, I would always pick those that weren't picked first or second. I would pick the other folks because they added value to the team. Can you picture that for a moment? Maybe some of you have experienced this where you weren't always that person picked first or second. You were later on, and somebody picked you first or second. How would that make you feel? Wouldn't that make you feel amazing? and then being on that team and being a valued part of that team and being encouraged by your captain, and then going out and actually winning, if the team wins, even better. I wonder how that felt at night when that kid went home and said, you know what, Mom and Dad, best thing happened in the world today. I got picked first or second to be on a team, and you know what? I got a hit. And I scored a run, and my team won today. I just wonder. I just wonder how that felt, because again, everybody, there are no nobodies. Whether we were kids, or even in your businesses now, at work, wherever you're at, there are no nobodies. Everybody is somebody. Now, how are you going to treat them? If your heart is that person's a nobody, doesn't matter what you say, they know it. They feel it. There's nothing you can say. You're wasting your breath and you're wasting their time. But the one thing you're wasting is your life. You're wasting your life when you choose that attitude towards people. When you choose to secretly feel that people are a nobody, and then you're trying to schmooze them over with your words that they're somebody. You're not fooling anybody. You're only fooling yourself. Now, what do you need to do? What's the action step here? The first action step is examine your character. Are you treating people like a nobody? Are you secretly feeling people are nobody? That's a character issue, and you've got to dig to the root of that and yank that out. You got to yank every bit of it out. How do you yank it out? Realizing that they're made in the image of God just like you, and that we're to love our neighbor. Who's your neighbor? Everybody here that we're talking to right now is our neighbor. Our neighbors are out there. We're to love our neighbor. Pour into your neighbor. As leaders, make them feel amazing because you believe they're amazing. And if they need help, maybe you're thinking they're nobody because they're lacking some skills. Well, as the leader, it's your responsibility to make sure that you provide them the tools and resources they need to get skilled. You hired them. You brought them in. Take care of them. Pour into them. Pour into them. Let people know they're valued. Because your words and your actions and your attitude go a long way. And again, it all goes back to this. If you choose not to go this way, you're losing influence, you're losing credibility, and you're missing an opportunity. So flip that. Gain your influence, grow your credibility, gain an opportunity, and grow a future leader. Grow a future leader. Build your team. And folks, that's the thoughts that came to my mind on this quote from John Maxwell. Again, the quote is, you can't make another person feel important in your presence if you secretly feel they're a nobody. And that's from John Maxwell. That's our quote for this week. I hope this was an encouragement to you. I hope this empowered you. I hope this gave you some new ideas, maybe brought some people to mind that you need to speak to. And take that step. Take the next action step. What are you aware of now? What's the next step for you to take? Because that next step is going to be, it may feel awkward. Again, awkward. If it feels uncomfortable and awkward, you're in a position of growth. Take the step forward. Do it. Go do it. And with that, I close with my favorite, the blessing. Because I want to bless you, bless this week, and bless all of you that watch us. Here it is. Here's the blessing. I pray the blessing of bread that you know no hunger. I pray the blessing of salt, that your life would be so full of flavor that you would also be flavorful in other people's lives, pouring into them. Pray the blessing of wine, that joy and prosperity would be yours, and that the love of God would be your portion this day and forevermore. Friends, you're wonderful. I appreciate you so much for taking time to watch a hashtag Steel Toes Required quote of the week. Thank you for taking time for commenting and liking and sharing. I sincerely appreciate it. Now, I want you to go out this week and do what Nellie just posted here in comments. She said, love thy neighbor. Go do that. Go love your neighbor. What does that look like? Well, first off, it's secretly not feeling they're a nobody. They're a somebody. Find a way to meet their needs. Meeting needs adds value. So go meet needs. All right, my friends, take care. Have a great time. And we will see you again throughout the week with LaRue on the Street. And next Sunday night, right here, same time, same place, the hashtag steeltoesrequired quote of the week. All right, this is Dennis LaRue signing off. Have a great evening. Take care and bye for now.